good, everybody? I'm Brandon. What Culture Wrestling? Ups and downs. WWE Super. I'm always saying Super Slam. WWE Summerslam 2019. Y'all requested it. Don't trip. You know I got y'all. Yes, I'm outside right now. I'm in my drop top Camaro. I'll take the top off the baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my drop top Camaro. I took the top off. I'm outside in Mother Nature right now. You know, the sun is peeking through the trees, touching me, blessing me. God is blessing me every day. God blessing all y'all too. Anyway, this is already a long video. I don't need to have a long intro. Since this video is 18 minutes, I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to play it all the way through. If I have something to say, I'm just going to speak over it, all right? Now, I'm trying to see what the results were from SummerSlam before I do the reactions to Raw. You know what I mean? So my reactions to top 10 Raw moments will be up tomorrow. I'm going to do SummerSlam right now. We're going to see what happened with Seth and Brock Lesnar. We're going to see what happened. Bro. We got so much to hop into. I don't even need to talk. We're going to see. We got dogs barking in the background. Hey, this shit is low-key fire. I might do this every day for the next month. Keep it 1,000. I might just drive to different places, drop my top, and record reactions. That's what I think I'm going to do. Anyway, I'm ready hopping into it. Let's go.
SummerSlam 2019
What up, bro?
Can never happen again, because if it does, somehow we've got in a time-traveling device and we've traveled back before Sunday, August 11, 2019. My point is, SummerSlam is done. It's over. Some people seem to really like it. Some people seem to be really mad, but as I'm learning,
what you mad
these
about?
People are mad all the time. I can tell you, hey, you've won $1 million. They're like, oh, man, now I've got to try and figure out what to do with $1 million. Before we do get into the crutch of the pay-per-view, WWE, you really got to go out there and sort out the network. I don't know what happened this weekend, but it was impossible to watch NXT TakeOver, and it was really, really hard to watch SummerSlam because the audio ain't in sync. And I thought I would mention that because a lot of other people have been having the same problem as well. My name is
Why was it not in sync?
What Culture Wrestling? Let's up those
do,
downs
WWE?
for SummerSlam.
Every time I see this dude kissing himself, that shit is lit. Let's up some downs.
The pre-show was actually quite fun. Not only did Drew Gulak retain his 205 Live / Cruiserweight title, but Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross did the same when they took on the Iconics, and when Apollo Crews had a fight with Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy won via disqualification because Rowan came out of there and beat him up, as you would if somebody had accused you of attempted murder. But isn't it nice to have a continuity? I told y'all that shit is fake. On the kickoff show.
I knew Rowan didn't
Plus,
do that.
when Elias was doing his pre-SummerSlam concert, who surprised the crowd but Edge? Toronto's own Edge. Absolutely nuts. And also, for some reason, the Rated R superstar was allowed to spear Elias, and I became like a proud dad. I said that on Twitter. On the one hand, I was like, oh, it's so nice to see Edge getting this adulation. On the other, I was like, my word, please don't hurt yourself, Edge. I know that your neck is not great.
Right? Isn't that why he had to retire?
If you did decide to watch it, I bet you had a good time. All of that is getting it up. SummerSlam started with Pyro 2. Wasn't that nice? It was like finally seeing an old friend that you're mad at deep down because they don't come around anymore. When they do come around, you're just so enamored with them and you enjoy their company so much, like, I'm just going to forget about all the beef I had. Plus it meant that Brock Lesnar had Pyro and Goldberg had Pyro. Hey. Pyro just makes things better.
I got to know who won
Goldberg
and Dolph
Ziggler. Segued into Natalya versus Becky Lynch, meaning the Raw Women's Championship was on the line. It also mean that WWE ruined my predictions in around about 8 seconds. Thanks a lot, WWE. Didn't think about my feelings there, did you? The best thing about it was that because we were in Canada, Becky Lynch was getting a few boos. Because I'm a bit twisted in my head, I was like, maybe I'd like to see this man character as a bad guy. I think that could be quite fun, even though you're going to have to come up with the best storyline to turn her properly. This was just a good old-fashioned submission match. It's a very smart choice to start the pay-per-view. Now he went to work on Becky's leg, including applying the sharpshooter on the second rope. And when she hit Becky, was trying to work on Natalya's arm. And of course, at one stage, they both did the other person's signature move to the other person. I think that makes sense. But I am not 100% sure. And what I don't get about this is every time a wrestler does that, the commentators will go, well, that is such an insult. That is an insulting way to win. How is that an insult? If you, like for example, if Becky Lynch had managed to beat Natalya with the sharpshooter, doesn't it just say, wow, what a devastating hold the sharpshooter is? It is not an insult. Of course, that never ends the match, and what did was Becky Lynch catching Natalya in the disarmer, and Natalya felt like she had to tap out. So there was nothing special, there was no surprises, even though beforehand I thought there was going to be.
Now, I wanted Becky to win, but I like Natalya too, though. I'm not going to lie.
Put a smile on my face.
She's pretty good.
Do you need? I do want to shout out Renee Young, though, because when we were talking about all the people that had been training Natty, before this, she then said, and now Natalya has come in loaded. And you have no idea how much I laughed at that, Renee Young, because I had this great vision of Neidhart just walking down the ring, absolutely smashed, absolutely drunk, and Vince McMahon being like, we really, really, really shouldn't have allowed her to go out there. I am in trouble. After this was a Trish Stratus promo. What? Hello, my name is Simon Miller, and welcome to another episode of New Buddy Talks.
What did she say?
Trish Stratus,
what did she say,
you are absolutely a legend. You are a hero, and it was really nice to see you back at SummerSlam. But when somebody backstage gives you a script and it sounds like gibberish, you've got to say, "Nah, I don't want to read that, mate. It sounds like I've gone crazy," because you said, for me, my light shines the brightest under the biggest spotlight. That would be the same for anyone. The hardest part has been the waiting to fight Charlotte Flair. Charlotte has been saying that the women of today are better athletes than when we were competing. I've learned that the pioneers who paved the way are often taken for granted by their contemporaries who have no idea how lucky they are. That is such a difficult and convoluted sentence that if you do actually talk like that, I imagine the person
nobody talks like that.
Looks back just going,
yeah, nobody talks like that.
Came in 1997. Thanks very much, Trish. But nobody talks like that. Next, WWE threw Goldberg, my dad, versus Dolph Ziggler into my face.
He said, my dad, I'm dead.
Right. Give it up. This was brilliant because rather than Bill being the guy to spring on Dolph Ziggler, it was actually the other way around. So as soon as the bell hit, Dolph Ziggler smashed Goldberg with a super kick. He got a 2 count, and then he did it again, and he got another 2 count. And the thing is, you don't do that to Bill Goldberg.
You don't.
Because it really pissed him off. And then it was time to get down to business. When Ziggler went for the third one, though, he got absolutely screwed by a Goldberg spear that was so good, it instantly has to be added to those YouTube packages that says best Goldberg spears ever. He took him out of his boots, and I enjoyed it so much, I made that weird goat noise I sometimes do. Like, yeah. It was just like, I loved it. I loved it so much. Bill then jackhammered his ass, and this was over in around about 2 minutes. I know some people are really mad and going, I can't believe Bill Goldberg built Dolph Ziggler. So entertaining.
We all wanted Goldberg to beat Dolph Ziggler.
And had an ice cream. That's all I wanted. Especially because SummerSlam wasn't even that long in the end. It was 3.5 hours. Stuff like this paces it out so much better. Dolph wasn't done though, and surprisingly not only called Goldberg back once, but called him back twice. And again, that third spear he did, what a shock. It was like he had absolutely murdered DZ. I could actually watch an entire pay-per-view that was called WWE Spear, and it's just Goldberg spearing people that are really good at selling. And on that note, let's definitely
love you some Goldberg,
the whole point why he was put in this match is because everybody know he was going to make Goldberg look like $1 million, and he did. So shout out to Goldberg for still being an intense warrior who I can't get enough of, and shout out to Ziggler for being damn good at what you do. And I know that's not the best thing in pro wrestling. Everybody wants to be world champion, but you provided me with entertainment here as well, so you both get a damn salute. This was just wonderful. The New Day then pretended that Drake Maverick was the real Drake, as in the rapper, and the big Toronto Raptors fan, hence why they did this.
Oh my God.
And I don't want to be that guy. I am going to be that guy. I thought it was really, really, really awkward, especially when Drake Maverick went like wicka wicka wee-wah, like we were living in 1997.
Right?
AJ Styles versus Ricochet followed, I presume, to act as some kind of antithesis to the last match that we've seen, and while it may not have been what we were expecting, I still got a little bit of a kick out of it.
Okay.
Obviously, Gallows and Anderson got involved constantly, and that will give Ricochet an out on Raw later on, I presume. And while I think a lot of us thought we were going to see like a high-flying spectacle, we didn't. Instead, AJ Styles kind of grounded Ricochet to try and stop him high-flying, but then Ricochet would still find ways to do some pretty incredible high-flying spots. I mean, go and see the bit when he kind of flips out the ring, and then he jumps over Gallows and Anderson, and he gives AJ Styles a Hurricane Rana or something. It was like doing a puzzle. was like doing maths. It was like an equation. And when it was over, it's like, I don't know what I just saw. But my brain hurts a bit, but I'm still impressed. Also, nothing will be as cool as the finish. Ricochet went to do some kind of Phoenix splash or some kind of flippy move from the top rope, and AJ Styles caught him and gave him the Styles Clash. That allowed AJ to win. He retained his title. Afterwards, of course, the OC got on there and they beat Ricochet down.
Of course.
I just thought this did everything that it had to do, and it did suffer coming after the Goldberg match because the fans were tired. But I don't know. I think it cemented AJ's heel character. It made Ricochet quite sympathetic. Again, he's got an excuse. I've got no problems with it. I saw somebody having a problem. What do you want? So yeah, it wasn't the greatest bout ever, but it was well timed. It was well planned. It was a nice progression for a feud. That's my 2 cents.
So SummerSlam is lit in a bit right now, huh?
Backstage when Ric Flair interrupted, and they all partied down for a while. And I get it, Ric Flair's a legend.
Ric Flair the GOAT.
I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to get mad at me. There's the comments, bald asshole, yeah. Thought it was really, really awkward. Down. And it's another down for Ember Moon versus Bayley. I know, I'm sorry, but yeah, down. I don't know whether the crowd was still absolutely dead from seeing my dad Bill a couple of matches prior to this. Maybe there was just a big knock-on effect and we should have put Goldberg on second. He does make people go crazy because, again, he is an intense tamale. But they didn't care about this. And the match itself was fine. It was decent. But it was kind of like something you'd see on SmackDown. In fact, it was so underwhelming, I don't even know what I can tell you. Finished when Bayley hit a Bayley to belly off the ropes. I presume
so wasn't that good, huh?
He's going to go for the Eclipse.
Huh,
that's all I got. Look,
I would think it was really good.
Nothing there. It was kind of the same with Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon too. But the flip of this was, because Kevin Owens is from Canada, the crowd all of a sudden lit up. And I guess so many people just wanted to see Shane McMahon
Everybody wants to see Shane McMahon get beat up.
When Kevin Owens did kick Shane McMahon's ass, you were like, good. I saw Shane McMahon get his ass kicked.
Of course.
That's why I get to know. Elias was also the guest enforcer, which allowed Kevin Owens to beat him up too. Why that wasn't a disqualification, I don't know. And the finish came when Kevin Owens distracted the referee, and he turned around, he booted Shane in the balls, he gave him the stunner, 1, 2, 3. Now please, WWE, don't have Shane McMahon come out on TV and go, he cheated, I want another match.
You know he is.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants another match. It was just nice to see Shane get his comeuppance. Let's move forward.
Shane McMahon will always be there.
TV just a little bit.
His dad runs the company, bro.
It doesn't seem to matter anyway. He doesn't wrestle. Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus, though, was all right. It was all right indeed. It
was just all right.
It was a longish match that started slow, but when the two got into it, I thought they started to pull out some pretty good stuff. And Trish looked like her old self to the point the crowd were all like, you've still got it, which again is basically one big diss. Because what it means is, we thought you didn't have it because you got old, but now you've surprised us and you can still do that thing you used to be good at.
Dead, bro.
Nice. It was just really easy to watch, though. And if you also watch NXT TakeOver this weekend, when we had a great match between Candice LeRae and Io Shirai, these are the kinds of women's matches that WWE should start presenting to us. I don't mean that disparagingly. I meant they were just allowed to go out there and be wrestlers and tell a story. Sometimes WWE does not give people time to do that, and they did here, and that's why it worked. Charlotte Flair got the win after the figure of 8, and then Trish Stratus was allowed to stand in the ring as her hometown sent her on her way, which was very much deserved and very well earned. Nice moment, as was at one point, Charlotte Flair was in the ring. She was just kicking Trish in the head, and as she was doing so, she was shouting, "This is Trish Stratus, who is this?" And it made me think that Charlotte thought that Trish Stratus was some other different person, and now the real Trish Stratus had come to the ring. Charlotte was a bit like, is this Trish Stratus? Who is this? It's really, really funny. Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston was great, though. On paper, in execution, why do you do this to me, WWE? Down. In fact, no.
What?
Down. Orton was just a super dick throughout all of this, and he even hit a really good mid-air RKO after Kofi Kingston had jumped off the top rope. And after that, he went outside and he started getting in the Kingston family's faces. And because SummerSlam was TV 14, which it never is, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe Randy is actually going to RKO one of Kofi's.
That would have been lit.
His Kingston off as it should be. He was out there and they were duking it out. I was like, oh, there's so much passion here. There's so much emotion. And in that passion and emotion, the pair got counted out. It was a double flipping count out. It killed the crowd who even chanted how crap this was, and it was a weak ending to a program that had actually had some moxie to it. And I get it, they want to do it again. I mean, the commentators couldn't have made that more clear. They're like, oh, we've got to do it again. This isn't over. We've got to do it again. I mean, that was just way too transparent. And that's cool, but if you are going to do that, you have multiple ways.
Kofi
the best
with
one
his
would have
son.
been Randy Orton
Shout out
wins
to the
belt,
beautiful
then
family.
puts that belt in Kingston's family face, and Kofi is so mad, he riles up, he gets all intense, which he did after the match anyway, because he beat the hoo-ha out of Randy Orton, and you could go on to that. Also, if you are just going to have Kofi Kingston beat Randy Orton up after the fact, so Randy Orton looks like a chump, and Kofi Kingston looks like the king, just have him win. Didn't make any sense, and really, it was quite with a T on the end. It's almost like WWE knew this would piss everybody off, because right after this,
keto stick, whatever
Bray
it's called,
Wyatt versus Finn Balor, and finally WWE understand if you present someone to come across like a star, they will come across like a star. It's not just an up, it's a golden up. This was fascinating straight away because we didn't even know what entrance music Bray Wyatt was going to come out to. And
that song was fire.
It was like a reworked version of his original theme, but now he also has a lantern of his own face, and it kind of looks like he's chopped his own head off. The whole presentation was a million miles away.
It should have been Finn Balor's head. That would have been crazy.
Bray Wyatt felt special. That just continued on when they were in the ring, because Bray basically just whooped Finn Balor's ass. Finn sold the whole thing as if he was fighting as a ghost, and the Wyatt character has so much depth. At one point, he flipped out in the corner and he started listening to his hurt heel gloves because he didn't know what to do. Of course, he is the Fiend now, so he listened to his hurt glove and he slammed in that mandible claw, but it wasn't a submission finish. He rammed him so strongly into the mat, the referee counted the 1, 2, 3. So it is almost like Bray Wyatt, the nice, children's TV presenter guy, is still in the Fiend's head. Fiend wants to go out there and take the souls of his victims, the rest of the Undertaker, so the Fiend can
see what I'm saying?
Take
best gimmick right now, bro.
Better than all
best
of this
gimmick right now
was the exit, because the lights went out. We got that terrifying noise that had been playing when Bray had been attacking legends and doing all of that, and then he stood on the aisleway. It was just, again, all these lights flickering on and off, and he just turned his head. It was really, really cool. And sometimes WWE is not cool. It's giving me goosebumps now just thinking about it. So if you have no interest in watching any of SummerSlam, do your old pal Simon a favour and go and watch Bray Wyatt, who now really, really, surely by the end of the year has got to be pure money. Which brought us to the main event, the dominant Universal Champion Brock Lesnar taking on the absolute butthole Seth Rollins.
Butthole?
Who couldn't do anything, even if he wanted to shave his feet. I don't know why he wanted to shave his feet. I don't know what I was going to say. The pair surprised us. The pair absolutely smashed it. Give them a damn up. Out of the blocks, they were making sure to keep the fans on their feet, because Brock Lesnar went for a German suplex and Seth Rollins landed on his feet. That absolutely surprised Lesnar, to the point that Seth was able to get an early curb stomp on him, but only got the 2 count. That was the idea constantly at the start as well, because Brock Lesnar kept trying to German suplex Seth Rollins, but he kept landing on his feet. It was so well thought out. I was like, why have we never done this before? It's so simple yet so effective. That kind of just pissed Lesnar off, who came up with the best spot we have seen in 2019.
What did he do?
I'm 99% sure I actually mean that. Because Seth Rollins' ribs was taped up to settle the injuries he has suffered over the last couple of weeks, so Brock grabbed him by that and just airplane spinned him round and chucked him in the corner. If you are booking a wrestling promotion and you want someone to look like an absolute tyrant, go and do this. From here, it was a bit of a traditional Brock match as he just waylaid into Seth over and over again until Rollins was able to turn the tables, quite literally, because he got Brock Lesnar on the announce table. He then got back in the ring. He then climbed up the ropes. He stood on the ring post. He gave Brock a frog splash through the table, and it looked like he had killed both of them. And by this point, the fans who had not been into it at the start had come alive. This was a fantastic main event. We then did get an extra curb stomp and an F5, but both of those guys kicked out of that. Brock Lesnar was not kicking out of the third curb stomp, which means, yes, we have a new Universal Champion, and it is Seth Rollins. It makes no sense when you look at the story. He should have been so injured that he should have got in there and Brock would just gone, ooh, and eaten him. But we didn't do that, and hey, look, the title ain't going to be held hostage anymore. It's not going to be kidnapped. We'll get it on Raw each and every week, which is what we needed. Seth Rollins kind of rehabbed himself here in, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know how long it was. I wasn't timing. We can just book him back to where he was a few months ago. Everything was going to be all right. This is how you end SummerSlam. I thought SummerSlam, by and large, was a really fun show. Get that spinny alley going. We're going to give it an up. And, of course, now, who is excited to see where Bray Wyatt goes next.
I'm excited too, bro. I want to see. They better not.
He is the ace.
In the hole?
The sleeve.
Oh,
yeah, don't forget to leave a comment.
Okay, video was fire, bro. SummerSlam seemed like it was fire. He said Brock and Seth was a great match. I wanted to see that match because I like Brock Lesnar, and y'all know Seth Rollins is in my top 3, bro. I really mess with Seth Rollins. I can't believe that what match did he say wasn't that good? Kofi and Randy. That's crazy. I would think that match is lit. I guess he just didn't like the result that they had both got counting out at the end. You know what I'm saying? So he probably just didn't like the result of that. But I would think that match would be hella entertaining. You know what I mean? But anyway, great video. My girl Charlotte won. My girl Becky won. Y'all know that they gonna eventually have to fight again. They're the 2 top women. Like, let's keep it all the way 1,000. Nobody's better than Becky. Nobody's better than Charlotte. It's them 2. And they the top, bro. They the top. But great video.
Shout out to my boy Simon
for the great review. You know, like I say every time, I don't watch the pay-per-views, but when I watch his reviews, I feel like I don't miss anything. You know, now I'm caught up in the loop. Y'all have a great day. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.